Over the past few months, I had been doing some research, and my findings had surprised me. All that I had ever been taught seemed to be opposed by this new theory and all the evidence I had found. From childhood, I had been taught that gravity and magnetism were the catalysts for everything around us, like trees moving and the chills I felt in the winter, and weather. I had to share this new idea. My physics class seemed like the perfect place to do it.
You also have the world suspended in the universe, and you have magnetic fields and you have gravity, and they mix together and they create disturbances. And those disturbances you can see every day. You can see them in the clouds traversing the globe. You can see them in something as simple as a page turning beside an open window. But one of the most impressive things you can see is a generation of heat. Can anyone give me an example of heat being generated?
Yo, around the equator where it's really warm because like the gravity, centrifugal force, you know, and magnetic fields are so opposite there.
Yes, exactly. The centrifugal force as the Earth rotates. Yes, another question.
Well, I don't have another question. I was just wondering, couldn't those things be caused by, let's say, the movement of matter?
How? I'm interested. How's that?
Like all those movements you just described, couldn't that be just an effect of, say, a fluid?
A fluid? Are you serious? A fluid?
Yeah. Exactly. A fluid we can't see.
Todd, we need to keep to the concepts here. Focus on reality, Todd. Does anyone else have any questions?
Well, wait a minute. I have months of research to support this. I mean, look at all this.
Mr. Cunningham, I would really appreciate it if you'd let me finish this lesson. Don't interrupt me again. Do you understand?
Mr. Phillips, won't you even consider my theory?
There's a distinct difference between science and mythology.
My theory isn't mythology. These are proving themselves to be true every day. Just take a look at my analysis.
This is not an analysis. These are simple events. This is a daily diary of what you've covered. And all of this can be explained by simple science. Science, I might add, that's lasted 100 years with no contradictions.
Until now.
Look, Todd, I know you're an ambitious student, and you do tend to get carried away with your ideas. Now, this discovery, as you call it, it's good. You have an open mind, you appraise the facts, but when it really comes down to it, unless we have cold, hard evidence, your discovery cannot be considered valid.
But wait, that's not good enough.
Mr. Cunningham, your tone of voice is rude to a teacher. I expect much more than that from you.
Well, I didn't mean any disrespect. I was just pointing out the flaws in your lesson plan.
Mr. Cunningham, I have told you repeatedly that your hypothesis is wrong. And if you have a problem understanding that, you can go down to the communications center down the hall and talk to Mr. Detroni. Maybe he can help you out.
That night, I walked home, dejectedly, feeling like the fool I was made out to be. But my troubles wouldn't stop there. Soon I would find that my teacher wasn't the only one that didn't take a liking to my findings.
This great thing happened at school today. I gotta tell you about this. The guy, Todd Cunningham down the road.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about, we learned this in kindergarten, you know, how the world, you know, with the magnetic fields and gravity, they make heat. He was saying that that's not the case. He says, that we're like surrounded by a fluid of sorts. And, that that's what makes everything move, you know. So it's like you know how in like aquariums, if you bump it, the things move. Well, that's what he thinks happens to trees and stuff. So I mean, he is totally lost. I mean, he's gonna fail that class.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, he went and talked to the teacher. I heard this from one of my friends. He was like yelling at him in the class, not in the classroom.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He's gonna fail. Wait a minute. Doesn't your teacher have this class average grade system where if one student fails, it affects the grades of all the others?
Yeah. He does, doesn't he? That's not good.
Especially since you've worked so hard.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do?
They killed me that night. I didn't fully understand why at the time. I simply knew that the truth would be withheld until someone else had made the same observations I had, and had the courage to stand up for them. I hope that my research will help these people reach the right conclusion, so that all my work will not go in vain.